There you are in your suit.
Oh, just, for protection. I'm ready for the end of the world,
Oh,
man.
yeah, exactly.
Howard, I have to commend you. The production design in this show is unparalleled. The fact
Oh,
is, I
thanks.
mean, like you just creating all of this stuff, and really setting up this world to just immerse viewers in it. It's incredible. So I have to commend you first for how amazing a job you and your team did. Fantastic, seriously.
Oh, thanks. And I didn't know a lot about the game when I started, but I actually went on YouTube and just watched the fans, like with all the, produced videos they start doing. And I realized how many people just like loved the game, all over the world. And I was going, oh shit, I have to do this. I actually have to do what's in the game. And I said, I can't every frame will be analyzed and discussed. And I knew because I've watched all these things and I'm going, that was a big challenge. It's like I really didn't want to let those people down. But the more I learned about it, you couldn't just pick anything because there's such history to everything.
Yeah.
No, that's Enclave, and I didn't know that. So like, I can tell you insight. Okay, so one thing that's not in the elevator, that round elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So which I like, the idea, but it's not in the game.
Right.
But you store like mutants in those cylinders in like the Enclave, in so I at first thought it was an elevator, and then later on I went, oh, that's not an elevator, it's a container to hold a mutant, like a monster. And I was like, oh well, but I like the way it looks, so I said, hey, they had to get it from somewhere, so I just kept it.
It looked brilliant, if I could say that. And it does bring me to my next question, which is as a well-known production designer who's done some amazing work, for example, with Westworld, your last collaboration with Jonah and Lisa, um, you know, is there kind of a balance between what you're going to take directly from what you see in the game versus what you kind of want to do? And how do you reconcile those differences if something doesn't look good from the games as it translates into live action? How do you put your spin on it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, when Jonathan Nolan talked to me about this, I just it's a comedy. He's not really, I mean, he does comedy, but he's not a comedy guy, but the writers are, and, they're action and writer, Graham and Geneva, they're great. And they really hit the game. When you read the script, it is so like the game that the only choice we had was to actually do the game. And we couldn't make it slicker. There was discussions about that. And I went, no, like, the writing is so good, we should just do it. And then Jonathan Nolan figured, okay, if we're going to do all that, we're going to go to distant locations and make it really epic. And we're going to shoot on film and give it a Technicolor feel like a 1950s movie. And, he had lots of ideas about how to make it. The vault, suddenly there's interiors that are bigger than they're not in the game, that cornfield, all that stuff. And then the new technology of, I started originally the script had it as painted walls in that room. And I said, what if it's projected? Then we can change the time of day and all that. And so, and fortunately, because we did love the game and we were doing, Bethesda was like, just let us have carte blanche, but they also helped me. I'd call them and go, when they're all plotting in Vault-Tec to blow up the world, and there's that map, and it's very Dr. Strangelove with the table, it's a direct reference for doing that. There's a map, and there's all these vaults, light up little lights on a map of the United States behind them. And so we did research, and I could only find 25 actual located vaults in all the games, something like that. Or I didn't, the researcher did, Isabella. And I had to call Bethesda, and we had a contact. At this point, we're now trading, can you send me assets? In the beginning, I didn't get any assets because they didn't know what we were doing. And for instance, I said, we're gonna make this tomorrow. Could you do this the next 3 hours? And they all got, their team got together. And so I said, people are gonna look at those and say, why is there a vault entrance here? And so it was great. It was fun to do that kind of stuff. So
Howard, as a fan of the games,
and
thank you
because I
so
wanted
much.
that, I did, even though we were doing new stuff, I wanted to stay within the canon of what was going on. But like, you know.
Absolutely. Well, as a fan of the games, thank you so much for bringing this world to life. You are destined for Emmy glory, sir.
Oh, thanks.
Congratulations on Fallout, and thank you so much for everything.
Okay, thank you.
Directors, comments and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.